So, okay. So let's take a server. It need not be a server. Take your laptop. Okay. So you have few hardware components, main hardware components, CPU, memory, storage, and network card, right? On top of it, or to interact with this hardware, you will be having a software, that is operating system. Okay, so virtualization is basically on top of the host operating system or an operating system, you will be having a virtualization layer. This can be a VMware or a hypervisor or virtual box. It can be any virtualization layer. So with the help of virtualization layer, we can create multiple virtual machines of different operating system or same operating system, doesn't matter. We can create multiple virtual machines. These virtual machines are again another operating system. Okay. For example, I have two applications. One application will work best on Windows and other one is on Linux. So ideally, we will be getting two servers, one for Windows, one for Linux. But with the help of virtualization, what we can do, we can get a good hardware. When I say good in terms of processor, storage, uh, memory and all, and then you virtualize it and you create multiple virtual machines, maybe two here, one Windows and the one is on Linux. And these virtual machines will logically share the hardware components. That is the reason we call it as virtual machine, not a physical one. Okay, because they logically share the hardware components. For example, if we have 100 GB of storage, just an example, this Windows, because it is heavy, it can take a 50 GB and Linux can take only 20 GB. It can be like this. We can also divide the hardware components according to the virtual machine. Okay. Now, why we are talking about virtualization in cloud computing? Because if we are using cloud computing, that means the cloud service providers here at AWS is using virtualization technology, because the servers in the cloud, if the servers are in the cloud, you don't have physical access to them, right? So what AWS will do, they will virtualize the servers, and according to the client requirement, okay, according to the client requirement, AWS will create a virtual machine and will give access to us. Okay. So virtualization is basically the process of creating virtual format of resources like hardware, software, etc. And yes, virtualization is nothing but a software layer between a virtual machine and the operating system. Yes. So coming to the benefits, yes, we have greater importance in cloud computing. As said, according to the requirement, AWS will create an image and will give access to us, so to the customer, so that we can actually spin a virtual machine. Okay. And the advantage of virtualization is that the CPU is shared among different operating systems. Okay, which reduces the capital and operational cost. So instead of having two servers and managing two in terms of power, networking, security, and all those things, you can get only one and manage it. And we have two types of virtualizations. One is basically the hosted, other one is the bare metal. So hosted is basically you will be having a host operating system. Yes, hosted is you have a host operating system. You see, it's exactly what I have drawn there. So it is, we have a hardware components like CPU, memory, network, and storage. On top of it, you will be having operating system and then virtualization layer, virtual machine and application. Okay, so if you are using a host operating system just to maintain the virtual machines, okay, then it's good to go for bare metal. In bare metal, you don't have an operating system. No. Okay. Instead, on top of the hardware, directly you have a virtualization layer so that all the virtual machines will completely utilize the hardware components. Okay. But if you have an application on host operating system, it's good to go for a host operating system again. Because why I'm saying that bare metal is better when compared to the hosted, because this host operating system will also have the licensing. You should take care of the license, the storage, the networking, memory. It also utilizes it. Yes, any questions? Someone has unmuted. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so
Right.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying hosted architect versus bare metal.
Rahul, your voice is echoing. You please connect
Okay.
from only one device.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I know I.
Just mute it from another one.
Yeah. One. Okay. Is it better now? Okay. So you're saying that hosted architect is better than bare metal.
No, I didn't tell that. No, I didn't tell that. Okay, please understand. See, I said that if you are using host operating system just to maintain the virtual machines, it's good to go for bare metal. But if you have an application host operating system, it's good to go for host operating system only.
Okay.
Nothing is good or bad. It is just regarding your use case. It's about your use case. Let's take, I have only two applications, as I said before. One is Windows, other one is Linux. Yeah, you can go for this. Just create only one virtual machine. But if you have multiple applications, maybe 4 to 5, then I would recommend to go for bare metal, because anyways you need to create multiple virtual machines. Okay, so you do not worry about host operating system.
Understood. Okay, that makes sense.
So that you can save all these things,
And by application, you means like,
a Java application, a .NET, Python, whatever.
Okay. I'm clear now. Thank you.
Yeah. So, or a Gmail application, Facebook application, anything. Yeah. Okay. Now, coming to the types of cloud computing. Cloud computing is usually described in one of two ways, either based on the deployment model or on the service that the cloud is offering. Based on the service model, we can talk about the infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. This can be best explained with comparison. If you see here, if you go for on-premises, okay, from the networking till the applications, everything should be managed by the customer only. But if you go for infrastructure as a service, till virtualization from networking will be managed by someone else. So here you can take it as AWS. And once the virtual machine is given to you from the operating system till applications, the customer has to manage it. Okay, so if you are aware of the hardware components and all, yes, you can go for infrastructure as a service. Then you can manage from the operating system till applications. If you go for platform as a service, this is basically for developers. You know what developers know? Coding. They are best in developing the applications. So if you can create a platform for them, for example, if you are a Java developer, if I can give you a Tomcat server, You can upload your code and you can run your applications. Okay, so this is basically for especially for developers where they may not be knowing about the operating system. I mean in terms of installing all those things or maintaining the hardware components. Okay, and we also have software as service. So this is for end users. Let's take Gmail. A Gmail is a software they're giving you as a service. Okay, so where you don't manage anything, correct? You really don't know who developed the Gmail and where the servers are. We are just using it, right? I mean, unless you Google it, that's fine, but you don't have any influence on it, correct? Okay, so your mobile apps are a software as a service only. They're giving you a software as a service. Okay, now if I am a Gmail user, I'm using software as a service. If I am a Gmail developer, I'm using platform as a service. If I am the Gmail company, I might be using infrastructure as a service. But if I want to manage everything by myself from scratch, I might be ending up using on premises. Okay, so it all depends what you use, but in each and every service you'll have all the components. It is just that few things will be managed by others, it can be AWS, and few things will be managed by the customer. Okay, guys, if you have any questions you can stop me and ask. Yeah, so if you're not talking, I assume that everything is clear. So based on the deployment model, we have public, private, and hybrid. So if you just go and Google it, you might be having getting multiple definitions. Okay, so let me just tell you two definitions of public cloud used in different use cases. Okay, so let's take I have started my business. uh, I know about cloud at the time I started using cloud. If my whole infrastructure is in the cloud from the scratch, it's that means I'm using public cloud. Yes. Okay, second definition, let's take this is basically an AWS host computer, a server where one virtual machine is managed by customer one and another virtual machine is managed by the customer two, and so on and so forth. We can create multiple virtual machines. Yes, it all depends on how good your hardware is. Okay, if the customers are sharing the hardware components, the same hardware components in the host computer, then you're using public cloud. When I say sharing the hardware components, it doesn't mean that they're sharing data. No. For example, if you say storage, you see, we'll understand a better way. So when I say 50 GB shared by the customer one or this virtual machine, it doesn't mean that I'm actually this customer is using this data also. No, it is just the hardware components. Everything will be logically divided. Okay, so if customers are using shared resources, we call it as a shared resources. If I can elaborate, shared hardware components in the same computer, then they are using public cloud. Coming to the private, I started my business and all my infrastructure is in on premises. Then it's sometimes called as private cloud. Yes, it is sometimes called as a private cloud if the whole infrastructure is with you. Okay. Another definition we can guess, all the virtual machines on the same host computer belongs to a single customer, then it's a private cloud again. If it is shared, it's a public. But when I say shared, they're just sharing the hardware components, not data. Absolutely, no doubt in it. Okay, so if it's a dedicated, Then it's a private cloud. Coming to the hybrid, obviously combination of public and private, but in what sense? Let's take again, I started my company. I started long back, so at that time I'm not aware of cloud, so I have used my infrastructure on premises. Then later I came to know cloud benefits of cloud, so I started using cloud also. I'm using on premises, which is private, and I'm also using cloud, which is public. That means hybrid. Another definition. So let's take I have two host computers in AWS. On one server, I'm using a dedicated one, and another server, I'm using a shared one. That means I'm using both. Again, it's a hybrid. Yeah. Any questions? You understood what is public-private hybrid? Yeah.
Is it possible if you can go over to the hybrid one again? Just wanted to understand a little bit.
Okay. So hybrid is a combination of public and private cloud. If you are having your own data center and also you are using cloud, okay, like AWS, that means you're using hybrid. Okay. Coming to the second definition, let's assume that I have two host computers the same way. Let me draw because you asked for the second time. Okay. On one host computer, a customer is utilizing all the virtual machines on this. On the other one, he's actually sharing it. That means he's using private and public. It's a hybrid. Maybe he's having a critical application where he don't want to share the hardware components also. Maybe he's going for a dedicated one. On the other one, he's using a shared one. Then it's a hybrid. I hope I'm clear. Yeah.
So one question, this is Hashim here. So when you're
Mhm.
saying hybrid, so the customer he has an option, or the company has an option to use the hardware or not?
Hardware of AWS
Yeah,
servers?
yeah.
Obviously, no, 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 no,
Okay.
no. So everything is virtualized. Okay. So when I say virtual machines will be given to the customer. Okay. Um, Definitely, the customer will not have access to the physical servers. We'll talk about the AWS data centers, how it was established, but the answer is no. Okay, so in some scenario, the customer may have the flexibility to control the host operating system. Yes, we can go for dedicated host also, but it doesn't mean that he is having access to the hardware. No. Yeah, you got it.
Yes.
Is private, a dedicated one, hybrid, combination. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, so let me just quickly move to AWS. Rahul? Rahul, you there?
Yes.
Can you just make me host?
Sure.
Rahul, shall I continue? Because it's already 9:30 there. So if everyone is okay, I'll continue with AWS. Please confirm.
Guys, if,
I
yeah,
mean, I'm
please
fine. I
let
can
us know.
stay another half an hour if you want. You can ask others if they have.
Okay. Ida, you want to
Yeah,
continue or
however
you want
long. Yeah, we can continue.
continue? Eric, we good?
Yeah, let's continue.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hashim?
great.
good. Yeah, I'm good. Let's
Okay.
continue.
Perfect. Perfect, guys. Okay. So AWS. Um, Before this Amazon Web Services, whatever it is, Amazon used to deliver books, physical books to the customers. It started like that. Okay. There is a
Yeah, I
bookstall.
remember that.
Okay, great. Superb. Okay. So there used to be a bookstall where they used to deliver physical books. Then later, they have introduced Amazon Kindle. Okay, so where we can buy ebooks there. Okay, so at some point of time, they were not able to manage the storage and compute capacity because over a period of time, they were actually gathering millions of books. Okay, so at that time, they have introduced three services or products called EC2, S3, and SQS. Okay, so after they introduced these three services, yes, they were able to manage the compute power as well as the storage. And then they thought, why don't we give it as a service to others? Okay, so that's how AWS or Amazon was started with Amazon Web Services. From three services, now we have hundreds of services serving millions of customers in the world globally. Okay, and this AWS is US based company and it started in 2006 in the form of Amazon Web Services. Now we call it as a cloud computing. Okay, that's just introduction in how AWS was started. Now, in order to jump into the AWS services directly, we need to understand few terms, which is region and availability zones. Okay, so this is very basic. So a region, so AWS cloud infrastructure is built around regions and availability zones. A region is basically a geographical area. Okay.
So like Canada
Uh,
or like UK, stuff like that.
yes. Yes. You see, India, whatever it may be, the country. Okay. So you have the peripheral, right? So it is covering few space where we have states where we actually there. The same way, a region is a geographical area of some area. Okay. And availability zones are the physical data centers. Okay. So one or more data center will make an availability zone and one or more availability zone will make a region. Okay. As of now, we have 24 regions and 77 availability zone, and this number will keep on changing because AWS will keep on adding the availability zones whenever there is an increase in the number of users. Okay, so a region is a geographical area and availability zones are the physical data center.
So
Or
availability zone, are these like the cities within the region?
yeah, you can assume that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, as he said, yes, these availability zones should be in this particular region only or will be in this region only. They will not span other regions. Don't worry, you'll understand. I'll make sure you understand the thing before we go to the next topic. Just give me some time. I'll understand. I'll make you understand. Okay. Now, as of now, we have 24 regions and 77 availability zones. As said, this number will keep on changing. Okay. And next we have a local zone. A local zone is basically an extension of a region. Okay, so when I say extension, that means, for example, if you have some sort of users here and you don't have an AWS region at this space, then AWS would extend its region and they call it as local zone. And in this local zone, you'll have selected services which the customers are actually using it, so that customer can access the services with low latency instead of going to the availability zone, nearest availability zone, just to reduce the latency. That's it. Okay, but as of now, we have only one local zone in Oregon region. Just one local zone as of now. Okay, and this regions, for example, if you just see the global infrastructure, the blue ones are the regions and the orange ones are the coming ones. As said, they will keep on adding the regions as well as the availability zones. Okay, so let me just give me a moment. Okay, so if you just see in 3D, the pop-ups, are the regions which you can see. Okay, so let me just show you a region, maybe this one, which is alone. Okay, so let me just click on a region. So if you see here, a region is a geographical area. Okay, and the blue ones are the availability zones. We have 3 availability zones in this region, Bahrain, whatever. Okay, and these availability zone, sorry.
Sorry if I'm bothering you. Maybe I'll ask question at the end.
Okay,
Whatever you
no
prefer.
problem. Yeah. No, it's just not at all an issue for me. That's okay. So a region is a geographical area and we have availability zones in this region. Okay, so one or more data centers will make an availability zone and one or more availability zone will make a region. Okay, and you see these availability zones are connected with each other with low latency. And you also have the pink ones, which are basically the point of presence or the edge locations, which we'll be discussing in the coming classes. And you see the availability zones are connected together. And if you see another thing, all regions are connected with each other. You see, each and every region is connected. It is not through internet, guys. It is a physical wire connected through the oceans, and they have used it. They have connecting it. Okay. Now let's go for US regions. Okay, so let's go for North Virginia. So the reason why I have not went to US initially, it is just that we have a lot of regions beside. So just to avoid the confusion, I just opened that region which is alone there. Okay, so this North Virginia is covering 6 availability zones, you see, and we have Ohio, which has 3 availability zones. We also have government cloud, which is US East. We also have US West. I mean, we don't have access to this region, no, which is government one. We have Canada, like this. Yeah, now questions, please ask.
So one question. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun, but why they're all interconnected? Why they're connected to each other?
Okay. So what if you are in US and you're trying to access something from London? Okay, so you are accessing through internet, that's fine, but it has to be connected, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So you're saying there's no satellite connection, it's all hardwired by fiber optic cable.
correct. Yes,
Okay.
I mean it.
Okay.
So now you understood region availability zones. What is a region and availability zone? Yes?
So the availability zone is the one that is available to use for a user, right? If a business wants to have a space there, then those are
Mhm.
the availability zone Amazon assigned to them. Is that
Correct.
correct? Okay.
Yes. So when we are creating a virtual machine, we define in which availability zone we are actually going to create. Of course, in a region, first of all, we will be choosing a region. Let's take if you are in US, specifically North Virginia, then we choose a North Virginia region for the customer, and then he has a flexibility to choose in which availability zone he want to. Let's take we have 6 there. Okay. So a region is covering some area, and availability zones are the physical data centers. When I say physical data centers, they have the servers, everything, maintenance and all.
Okay, that makes sense. So you select the region first, and then you select the availability zone. Basically,
Exactly.
wherever there is availability to utilize the servers, you basically select that, and that's called availability zone.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So understanding the regions and availability zones is very basic, this very basic thing which you need to understand, and it's very important. Okay. So please ask me if you have any questions in regions and availability zone right now, not later. Definitely not later, because if you understand this, then you will understand the other things in a smooth way.
So yeah, this is so. So one question I had was, uh, these availability zone. Let's say I'm sitting in US. I'm a customer, and so why I need availability zone in Bahrain? Is it because I have a business there and I need to access
Exactly.
servers out there?
Yeah, that's what go global in minutes. If you remember, if you have gone to my demo or if you have attended. So,
Mhm.
for example, I am in India and now I have a business over there, and I want to expand my business globally. Maybe I want to start with US. So, without going and having my own data center, I can use the AWS data centers there by going to the specific region.
Got it. But nowadays, people have like data centers here in the US and
Mm-hmm,
they host their data in
mm-hmm,
other countries,
mm-hmm.
as long as they don't have like a cross data problem, um, cross data loss.
Okay, so you're talking about a backup.
Backup, or maybe like even for a front end, they can host from here. They can sit here, have a data
No, no,
center
no, no.
here.
Okay, so please understand,
Mhm.
if they want to have their own data center in different regions or countries, it's up to them. But we spoke that if you want to go for your own data centers, you need to invest a lot. If you are fine to have your own investment, that's absolutely fine. But if you are moving to cloud, you need not worry about any capital investment. You can go for trial and error method. Okay, so let's try there. If it is successful, let's go and expand in cloud only. If it is not there, okay, just leave it. We can just, because we can spin the servers and terminate it at any point of time.
So all these companies nowadays just using Amazon just to try out their business. If they success, they open their own, and if they don't, they
Okay.
just leave it out there.
So I don't say all those doing, see, for example, if you want to start a business, okay, so do you know what is the future?
No.
No. Okay. So do you, I mean, shall I ask you that, okay, you are giving a try? No, you're actually doing it, but with no loss. If you go for cloud, you need not invest anything, no? Okay.
Right.
So even if something happens there, okay, I don't lose anything. But before cloud, yes, you have to invest it if you want to start a business in infrastructure where you will be spending lakhs of rupees. Okay, dollars, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True.
So am I clear? I mean, did I answer?
Yes. Thank you.
You can still ask me any questions if you have, no problem.
Hi, this is Hashim again. So I just have a question. As far as when coming, I know you did talk about the availability zones, and then you talked about the regional zones. Now, what's the benefit of having a local zone? I know that you only mentioned that there's only one local zone, which is in, um, I forgot the name of the city, but
No
as far
problem.
as,
Oregon region. Oregon region. But yeah, I already told you that the local zone is basically there if you don't have an AWS region.
okay,
Okay. So if you have users over there and without going to the availability zone, I mean, even through internet, okay. So you may have some sort of latency, correct? See, let's
yeah,
take you're in whatever, wherever you are, US. Okay. So it is good. I mean, if you are in North Virginia, okay. So if you're accessing the data center of cloud, okay, from your place, you will be able to access with low latency when compared to the Oregon region or Ohio region because you are little far. Okay, so it is just to reduce the latency. That's it.
okay.
Okay, so they might be having a lot of customers over there. So instead of having a region at that point of time, they have just created a local zone. I'm just, yeah, making things. I'm just making things that, I mean, I'm just telling you the reason why it has created a local zone. But the
So
reason for
what?
creating a local zone, yeah, sorry, yeah, tell me.
Oh no, so you're saying the local zone just reduces latency?
Yeah, for the customers near over there. And you know what? A local zone will have only selected services. Not all the services are supported in the local zone. Selected services which are used by the customers.
Okay.
Yeah. No problem, guys. Please ask me. It's okay. It's the first session. So you'll understand slowly. Any more questions?
No, we're good. I'm good.
Fine for now.
Okay. Oh, great, great. Okay, let's move forward. So this is the URL where you can access and explore if you want to. The global, the 3D which I have shown you. Now, I said one or more data center will make an availability zone and one or more availability zone will make a region. And AWS data center will look like this. And we do have the layers of security also. We have the perimeter layer, basically the periphery, the security guards, the sensors, intrusion detection technologies and all. And we have infrastructure layer, the servers, backup power equipment. Okay, so backup servers and all those things. And we have data layer where the customer data actually resides in the server. And we also have environmental layer. So for example, if they want to go and establish a data center, they'll make sure that they see the history of this particular area, whether they have any, what do you call, natural calamities like floods, earthquakes, or any seismic activities like robbery and all. Okay.
So basically a hub.
Okay, whatever. So next comes with the security, a hub. Fine. So, if you have your data in AWS, if you have your data in AWS, who is responsible for the security, guys? I want answers from everyone. Who is responsible for the
Amazon.
security?
We are.
Okay.
I mean,
The
if the
company?
customer has data in there, whoever is giving them permission, so probably Amazon. It's their
Mhm.
responsibility to secure the data.
Okay. So how is selling Amazon is responsible? Guys, I need answers from everyone, please. Okay.
The
Next.
company?
Company. Okay, AWS. Next.
Security team.
Sorry.
I said the security team of that company.
Okay, whatever. Yes, AWS again. Next. I got 3 answers, but we have 5 there.
AWS.
Okay. Okay. Let me get habituated with your names, so that I can call you. No problem. So, uh, uh, people said that AWS is responsible. Everyone, right? Okay, guys, please go on mute. So, another question. If you have your money in bank, okay, who is responsible for your money?
Bank.
Obviously, bank, right? Yeah, that's what. Because if AWS is responsible for your data, obviously, bank is responsible for your money. So, guys, so can you share your bank credentials to me then if bank is only responsible? I don't ask, but is it possible to share? Or, I mean, will you? One
No.
answer. No, right? No, right?
Yeah, no.
So, why you are not able to share? Because you feel you are also responsible in not sharing things, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The same with the cloud or the security in cloud. Okay. AWS enables a shared responsibility model. So why I'm just giving an example so that it will register in your mind that it is the responsibility is shared, where AWS is responsible for the security of the cloud and you are responsible for the rest for the security in the cloud. That means because your data is there in AWS data centers, yes, AWS is responsible for the physical security. Okay, but you should be taking care of the authentication part because tomorrow if you are creating an AWS account, yes, you have to create it. Okay, so you should not share your credentials to anyone, not even to me if I ask. No. So that's basically the authentication part, giving strong passwords and all.
That makes
Just an
sense.
example, but we have multiple things in terms of security. So you
Yeah.
should be taking care of it. And you should never ever tell that AWS is only responsible if I have my data in AWS. No, it is shared.
That makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah. Yeah. Because if you put in your information that is public and you think you have PII information in there, and then
Mhm.
you make that public, then the
Yeah.
AWS is
See,
not responsible for that.
see, that's what. See, for example, if you're going for an application, hmm, Facebook, you're able to access the Facebook? Yes, right. Facebook.com. Of course, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
what if I host in AWS? Will I be not able to access it? If they are not able to access, but what is a use of having a Facebook application? So you are able to access it, the application, but not the database. That is security. Okay. So you should know what to make public and what not to make.
Yep.
Application has to be face to the internet so that you can access it. But the database of the Facebook, of course not. You should not have because everyone's data is there in the database. Okay, that is basically in terms when you talk about the application security. But if you move in cloud, again, it applies the same. Now, coming to the security benefits of AWS security, so where we can keep your data safe, meet your compliance requirements, you can save money, and you can scale quickly. Coming to the yeah cloud platform. So we have multiple services, some hundreds of services. We can access the services in three different ways. One is through console, basically the GUI, like I have for Windows. Next, we have a command line. I'm sorry, a command line through CLI, where if you have a command prompt, you can still access the folders, files, and all through command prompt, but it's another way of accessing it, right? The same way in AWS. And we also have SDKs. SDKs are basically if you are into any programming language, yes, we can use AWS services to them. Okay. And coming to the AWS certifications, um, we have a cloud practitioner, which is foundation one. We have solutions architect, sysops, and developer under the associate. And we have solutions architect and DevOps under professional. And in specialization, we have networking, security, machine learning, Alexa, a big data, data analytics, or whatever, and database. Okay. So this is basically our course. And in this course, I will be covering both. So if you just complete this thing, you can attempt this certification as well as this. At the end of the training, I will be providing you the resources. Okay. I mean, for preparation of the certifications. Okay. And if I want to start with AWS, can I go somewhere randomly and look whatever I'm into? For example, I'm into networking. Can I just directly jump into it? AWS will say no, you know. And if I can just exclude this foundational one, the first certificate which you're supposed to do is the solutions architect only. I'll tell you the reason why AWS says that. It is just that you'll understand the overview of AWS in solutions architect. I don't know whether I have explained this in demo or not, but yes, it's like doing I generally tell like this: doing an MBBS and going for a specialization. So just like doing an MBBS, and then you might be going for a heart specialist or brain or whatever. Okay. So this, if you do this certification of the course, you'll understand what exactly is AWS and overview of it. Okay, this is AWS. And then if you're a developer, if you're into admin, if you want to expand yourself into architect only, if you do any one of it, you will anyways do a DevOps. Or if you're into networking or into security or advanced technologies, machine learning, data analytics, database, and Alexa is altogether different concept. But yes. So once you're done with this, according to your skill, you can just go to a relevant certificate. Yes. If you are into any other skills, yes, you can expand, you can upskill. And I usually tell AWS is for everyone. Yeah. Okay. Any questions, guys? Um,
I'm good.
okay, great.
I'm good as well.
Fine. Fine. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll be starting with a service called EC2. But before that, I want you to create an AWS account. Okay, so I'll check with Rahul how I can share the account creation document, and you will be getting it. So you can just follow that. And with the same thing, I'll share one more document, which is basically the technology requirements, where you may need to install a small software in your laptop, which will allow us to connect it. I mean, if you are using Mac or Linux, then it's not required to install that. But if you're using Windows, yes, you may need to install it. A small one, very small one. Okay, and again, you may need to check the system requirements, whether it is, your understanding or you're getting the prerequisites or not. That's it. And then you should be ready by tomorrow, because AWS takes 24 hours to make your to make your account active.
Okay, so we are to receive that in an email?
Rahil will be informing you. I'm not sure about it.
Yes, I'll get that information. Either we will share that document through a Google Drive, where everyone would have access to it. So you'll just keep an eye on your email. I'll add that document in a Google Drive, and then from there, everyone who's sitting in this class today will have access to that document. So you can go in there, you can view the document, you can create anything, the AWS account, and then once you're done creating, you can utilize it because it, like Anu said, that it takes 24 hours. So hopefully by the time we start the class tomorrow, you should have that account ready. If in case you have any issues, you can reach out to me asking, you're not following along the document, so we can help you in creating. It's very simple. It's just like creating an account in, Gmail or
Exactly.
Facebook. Yeah. So it's nothing like you haven't done before.
Yeah.
So if you're
And
not able to, go ahead.
yeah. So when you're creating an AWS account, you are supposed to give a credit or debit card information. So AWS will debit 2 rupees, maybe $1 for you, and it will again credit you back just to check whether your card is working or not. Okay. And
Hmm.
throughout the course, we will be doing everything under the free tier, where you don't get charged for anything until unless you follow my guidelines.
Hmm.
Okay.
So
And yes, one second,
go ahead.
sorry. Yeah. So, and tomorrow I will be showing what are the things which we'll be doing as a hands-on. And yes, if your account is not ready by tomorrow, that's fine. But by day after tomorrow, please make sure that your account is ready. Even if you create now, it will take 24 hours. That means by tomorrow, your account may not be ready. If you logically think, 6 to 7, right? I mean, 8:30 to 9:30, right? So, so I want your account to be ready by day after tomorrow, because tomorrow I will be showing you, and day after tomorrow I will be guiding you. You will be doing in the class. Yeah, cool.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just to
So
be
yeah,
clear on one thing, I have an AWS account, and I added a couple of servers in there. So Amazon started charging me. Okay, so just to be sure, do not add something that you are not supposed to add. Otherwise, Amazon has your debit card and they will charge you. Just telling because I have experience in this, so that's why I'm letting everyone know. So create an account and then
yeah,
wait for it, and then Anu will guide you through of what things you can utilize and what things you cannot utilize.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah, we will follow your directions. So send us a document and make
yeah,
sure to do that. Okay.
correct. Yeah, yeah. So once we are done with some hands-on, you will be doing in the class, and I will be giving you another document as a lab that you will be doing as an assignment. So
Okay.
at that time, because you have already done in the class, it will be easy for you to complete the assignment. The same thing, yeah. Yes, you have to complete the assignments if you're going through my class. It's a mandatory.
Okay.
Definitely. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you so
great,
much.
great, great. Yeah, chalo. I'm done for today. So any questions before we end up the call?
All good.
All good.
All good.
Ah, oh, great, guys. Thank you so much for connecting. And again, I'm sorry for whatever happened, the delay on the first class. Okay,
All
it's
right.
just a miscommunication. Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah,
Thank you,
chalo,
everyone.
guys. Bye bye. Good
Bye.
night.
Good night.
Have a good night.